Good morning, everybody. It's roughly about 6:45 in the morning. And on tonight's episode of the Rockhound Channel, I turned around and caught the detecting bug this morning. So today we're going to be going out with my Minelab CTX 3030. And of course our tried and true Gold Monster 1000, guys. So stay tuned. We're going to go ahead and detect my yard and see what kind of treasures we might find. So grab your coffee, guys. Here we go on another episode of the Rockhound Channel. Good morning, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Rockhound Channel. William here, and on today's episode, we're going to go ahead, check out my yard over here, and see if whether or not we will find ourselves some interesting treasures. Now, I've been out here a few times before with some of my older detectors, but not with these two. So we're going to go ahead, check out around here, and see what we can come up with. So the two detectors we'll be running with today is going to be my tried and true Gold Monster 1000 from Minelab and the CTX 3030 also from Minelab. Now the Gold Monster 1000 is popular with most folks who are out there mining and such like that, gold detecting. This booger can pick out just about anything you about imagine when it comes down to gold. It is a VLF detector. Kind of acts like a PI device. And I'll show you some of those things here in just a moment. Then we got the premium guy here. This here is the Minelab CTX 3030. Also popular on the Curse of Oak Island. You've probably seen this. Gary Drayton uses this detector very often if you've watched his older episodes. So we're going to first start off here with the Gold Monster 1000. And the reason why I'm picking this one first is because this guy is an awesome coin finder. Not only does it do the gold, but it also does coins. I found several coin spills with this particular machine, and I just can't, I love this thing. Super easy, super light to work with. As compared to something like this, this is kind of heavy when you come down to the bigger coils. So we're going to go ahead and get started with this. And we're going to go ahead, just kind of hang out right here by the tree and kind of move our way backwards. All right, let's get to detecting. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get this fired up. All right. So here on the Gold Monster 1000, it's got a few options on it, but it's super, super easy to use. Now, one of the first and foremost things that I actually just learned about this one is it's just like any other normal detector that's out there that's programmed like this. You got to turn around and do a balance on it first. Give it some time to check out the ground. Get kind of generous with it. Now, obviously, I got a bunch of stuff here in the yard. There we go. Let's see here. And it looks like she quieted down. All right. So now I've got this booger in recovery deep, and I've got my settings just above where what would be known as auto 1, which would be down here. I'll show you that. Let's go ahead and put that down to auto 1. So there's auto 1. Now this is one that a lot of folks recommend to go ahead and use when you're out just learning this machine. It's particularly easy. You'll be able to find targets both shallow and deep with this, and with little to no work at all. So let's go ahead. I'll leave it on this option, and we're sitting in recovery deep, as you see there. And we can go into recovery shallow or recovery deep. I like recovery deep, so it kind of just goes through everything. Now this thing is kind of one of those older styles where it'll do what's called a wobble pop. So as you see here, we got iron, and then we got gold. And basically, if you go over spiel here, see if I can get it to do it. See that wobble? It'll move over back and forth. Like I said, I've never done this area, so I don't know what the heck is here. So it could be just about anything. There's that wobble. That sounds more like iron. The lower tones are going to be iron. Your higher tones most likely are going to be something in that ferrous range. As you see here, I got something super heavy right there. That's really hanging out right there at the gold area. So let's go see what we got. And I'll be right back. Alright, so I had to go ahead and mark my target here. Let's go ahead and I'll show you that. See that? There we are. We are marked. Alright, we're going to go ahead and grab my shovel and we're going to see what we can find. Alright, so we got our target already found. And today we're going to go ahead and use my Profine 35 here from Minelab. And pretty dependable pinpointer. As long as you keep good batteries in this booger, she'll do alright. Alright, let's get to digging. So I've got me a decent plug dug out around the target. And usually I use one of these style shovels. They're pretty decent, got a serrated edge on them. Really good to cut through those gosh darn roots and everything else in between. So let's go ahead and pull our plug and see what we got. Oh, let's see here. Alright, so there it is. We're going to go ahead, grab our pinpointer here, and let's see what we got. Get all the metal out of the way. There we go. See what we got in there. I'll check my plug first. Okay. Doesn't feel like I got something in there. Not hitting anything. Oh, there we go. It's right about in there. Right about in there. Sounds pretty close. Alright. Let's go ahead and get that out. See what we got. Oh. An important tip, if you guys are just learning how to do this stuff, always keep your plug separate from any of the dirt you're going to pull from your hole. Just leave it over to the side. I've seen a lot of guys just go ahead and take a piece of like plastic, like a plastic bag or something, and just keep it over here on the side. That way, if they're in the parks and stuff like that, they'll go ahead and keep the grass over here nice and clean. They'll put all the dirt back in the hole, and then they'll put the plug back in, and they'll stomp it back down. This is my yard. I don't have to worry about that. Alright. A lot of roots. Lots and lots of roots. Alright, there we go. Oh, I think I know our culprit. You may have found it. Yeah. That looks like a piece. Sure was. It's like a piece of aluminum. So, like I said, I never know what I'm going to find around here. We'll double check to make certain that is aluminum. It feels kind of heavy for aluminum. So, but my goodness, is that shiny. Alright, well, let's continue on. And there we go. Holes covered. Always remember to cover your holes, guys. Alright, let's keep going. Okay. Let's see here. Keeping the coil close to the soil. That's where the term came from. Oh, what was that? Something. Feels faint though. Might be something. Let's see here. Oh. Ooh, that sounds good. Alright, let's go ahead and hit that up. We'll get that plug pulled out. That's pretty good sound. Pretty good sound. Who knows, maybe I'll find a coin today. That'd be awesome. Alright guys, our plug is out. We're going to go ahead and see what we got in here. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, ooh, actually it's in the plug. Sweet. Oh yeah, it's right up in there. Alright, let's go see what we got. Ooh, I feel something already. Hey, alright. Sweet, I found a coin. Let's see what we got in there. Not bad, it's a penny. Oh yeah. Let's see what we got. The date on there. 1943. Is that 43 or what is that? Goodness, I get the dirt off here. There's some wet grass on it. Let's see. Oh, there we go. All right. Oh, and of course the grass has got to be in the way. Oh, nope. This is a 1972. Not bad. Not bad at all. Hey, all right. I'll take a penny any day. That's treasure to me. All right, let's go double check over this. All right. Anything else in there? And it says no. All right. Check the hole. See if there's any more in there. All right. Hey, that's a good start. All right. Let's plug the hole. All right. I'm liking this spot already. This is pretty nice. All right. Let's keep going. Sweet. That's how it begins. Let's see here. Got an iron target there. I saw that booger go over there. Yeah, it's probably iron. Alright, let's keep going. Oh. That one right there. Got a BB beep. Maybe. Let's go over it real slow. Okay, nothing. Alright, let's keep going. Oh. Oh. Ooh, what's that? Oh, that's an iron target. Oh, I don't know. Every once in a while I'll catch a two-way on that. Yeah. Oh, right there. Get more direct on that soil here. 1 second. Yeet. All right, let's try it again. Oh, that's an iron target. That could just about anything. All right. I dig all of my targets. Let's go ahead and take a look at that one. All right, got my target marked. Let's go ahead and give it a dig. Of course, in my own backyard, I turn around and find something very interesting. I'm going to take that inside and give that a scrub. It actually looks like something that's super dense too, so I'm give that a hot shot and see what we got. All right, back to the hole. Let's go. All right, let's see what we got. All right, nothing in the hole, so it's got to be in the pile. And I pulled a bunch of stone out. We'll see what's in that. See if it was any of those. Oh, had a beep, but I'm unsure was the beep underneath the stones? Gosh, that sounded pretty deep too. Not sure. All right, I'm gonna do some more investigating. Let's go take a look at this a little bit deeper. Of course, it would have to be some kind of old school nailhead. That sucker really started singing. So that's got to be old school wrought iron. Wow, weighty too. And of course I find a ton of stone. It just keeps popping up out of here. So those ain't going back in the hole. They're going in the shop. We're going to have a look at those in a minute. With treasure in the pocket, we're going to go ahead and fill our hole. All right, back to it. That's what, 3 targets? We had 1, 2, 3. So that's not too bad so far, guys. Let's keep going. All right. Now, like I said, I've been through here with some of my older detectors. Oh, got another hit. Not sure. It feels faint. We'll come back to it. All right. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Got something super heavy right there. Ooh, that sucker's singing. Another iron target. That could be just about anything out here. See if we can find another rose head. All right, let's get to digging. Of course, A nasty nail. It was close. All right, and of course a ton of stone out of here. Gosh, my maple tree is gonna have a ton of brand new rock around it. Oh, I hate nails. All right, and always keep them somewhere so that nobody else finds them or ends up picking them up with a tire. All right, guys, that makes officially, what, 4 targets now that we've had with the Gold Monster 1000. We're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna take a short break, get me some coffee in me. It's kind of chilly out here. And we're gonna go ahead and start off. When I come back with the Minelab CTX 3030. Well, apparently I wasn't quite done with that area just yet. Okay, let's see what we got in there. See if it was in the hole. That was a strong wobble pop. Usually you get those with coins or something of that nature. What the heck? Let's see here. It was close. That's for sure. Let's see here. Where the heck was it? Oh, got a worm. Always gotta have the worms, you know. Let's see here. Oh, that wasn't a rock. It was something. All right, I'm gonna take a little deeper. That seemed to be a deeper target. Well, that just paid off. Look at this. 2 for the price of 1. Look at that. I got a mercury dime. Sure as a mercury. 19 something. I gotta look at it. 1921. And this guy, I gotta do some research on. I ain't never seen one quite like that. 1857. Wow. Maybe there is real treasures out here in this yard of mine. All right. Now that's what I'm talking about, guys. 2 awesome coins in our own backyard, for God's sakes. I love this. Let's keep going, guys. We're going to go ahead and hit this up now with the CTX 3030. Now, the Minelab CTX 3030 is quite a sensitive machine. As you've probably seen on Curse of Oak Island, Gary Drayton uses this religiously out there along where they dig. And trust me, the treasures he comes across is absolutely phenomenal, as most of you have probably seen on the History Channel. So today we're going to go ahead and use this in coin mode, since we've already been hot on the track with these boogers already. We're going to see if we can't find one. And there has been rumor, have it, that somebody had lost a ring in this yard near the edge of the road. And we're going to go ahead and hunt for that thing and see whether or not we can't recover it. So I will see you guys here in just a second. All right, guys, let's go ahead and fire it up. I have been waiting so long for this weather to clear up, get warm enough to get these out and run these boogers. And what better place to do this now is in my yard, it appears. So let's go ahead and I will show you right away where we're at. Go into here, and we're down here. This is where we are. Oh, back here. There it is, select. Sweet, we're rocking. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. I've got a few targets that I was out here earlier, and I sniffed out with the Gold Monster. So we're going to see if whether or not the Minelab CTX 3030 will find them. I'm sure it will. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so this one was one of them. Right here, the little hash marks. So we're going to go ahead and show me something there. I love the screen on this sucker. It target points at. And it's got a cool option that has a pinpointer. Look at that. All right. We'll get to digging on that one first. All right, guys. There's our beautiful plug. There's our hole. And, of course, I'd find coal. So that matches up what's going on around here. That is definitely a chunk of coal. All right, enough of the rocks. Let's go ahead and see what we got in here, huh? All right, fire up. Let's see what we got here. Is it in the plug? Oh, look, sounds like she's in the plug. All right, let's see. All right. Oh, let's see here. Oh, not in that one. Oh, still there. Still there. All right. Oh, it could be just about anything out here. Oh, I think I just felt it. I think I did. Oh, I gotta pull apart this plug. All right. Be back with you guys in just a second. And of course, it had to be a chunk of can. That sucks. Oh well. We'll go ahead and check out the next few targets. All right, we'll yeet our coal back over there. See, by the tire. All right, let's continue on with our targets. Oh, that one sounds promising. Let's hit that up and see where we're at. Yeah, 3 inches on that booger. That's what I like about this screen. Kind of give you what you got going on in there. Ooh, yeah. All right, let's hit that up with the pinpointer. Bam, right on it. All right. Yeah, that's it. All right. Sounds like you got it. Right there. All right, let's go dig it out. And of course, another chunk of aluminum. Gotta love that. That's okay. We got more targets to hit. Sounds good. Let's hit it up. There she is. 3 inches. Let's get her. Of course, I'd find another cool rock. Oh, we know where that's going. Yeet. We'll go check that out later. All right, let's go ahead and pick out our plug here and see what we got. All right. Nothing in that side. Oh, it's there. It's in there. I'm hearing it. Right there. All right, let's dig it in. Another chunk of aluminum. All right, offwards to the next target. I just found one here. I just put my gosh darn pinpointer right next to it. Started ringing, so we're gonna hit that one up real quick. Let's see what we got. All right, guys, I'm dead on it. Oh, right there. We're gonna go ahead and hit that up. Another chunker of aluminum. I'm starting to think that my property used to be once a recycling plant. Oh, that sounds good too. Let's go ahead and hit that up 4 inches. Well, it wasn't aluminum this time. It was a nail. Onward to the next target. Well, 3 or so inches on that one. Let's see what we got. Here's me a chunk of an old tarp. That makes sense for around here. You don't believe this. I think I just found. Oh yeah, that's it. That, I believe, is an old cell phone. Very old. Oh my God, yep. It's got a in Korea. Yeah, that's definitely, well, it's worth the gold. At least it's worth the gold in there. We'll take that. Yeah. Whew. Unfortunately, after about 8 or so inches of target digging, that's all I managed to find. All right, we're moving on. We're gonna go a little bit further down my yard. All right, guys, sounds like you got a solid screamer right there. So we're gonna dig that up. We're about, I don't know, 60 or so feet from our last location. All right, sweet. Oh, did I have to go on a hunt for that? There was a ton of metal up in here. Look at that. Absolutely awesome. Now, I don't know if this is the ring. That thing has been buried in there for a long time. Holy cow. Look at that. That sucker's been in there a while. Beautiful leafing on there. We'll go ahead and clean this up. Not sure. There used to be a gemstone in there. I don't think it's in there anymore. That's a shame, but oh man, look at that. Absolutely beautiful. Sweet. All right. And there we have it, you guys. 8 very interesting targets. Now, there's 2 here that I didn't mention. I didn't get a chance to record. I found this guy before I found this. He was sitting right on top of that. So that's why I was getting a very weird, strange symbol, a signal going on up in there. These were kind of hanging out almost one on top of the other. And then this guy found that right next to where the cell phone was, and that was also sitting up above it. That's why I was getting such a weird signal up in here. I was getting a gold kind of a signature, and then I was getting something like this, something like a tin or aluminum. But these are my premiums. I can't believe I got these straight up. That ring is absolutely awesome. We're going to clean this up and see just what we got here. And I'll go ahead and share that near the end of this video. But those are cool. That guy is awesome. That's a 1 cent from 1857. Absolutely cool. That's a mercury dime. I went and washed that off with some water. That's a 1920. 1924, I think. In the good light, it almost looks like it. I'll take the jeweler's loupe to that in just a moment. But yeah, not bad at all for just hanging out here at home. And yes, we did. Sadly, there was no gemstone in there. But I bet it was a beautiful one with all the artistry in there. Oh yeah. All right. Let's go get these cleaned up. And I'll see you guys back in the shop. All right, guys. We're back here at the shop. We're going to go ahead. I've got these boogers soaking right now in a set of water, and we're going to carefully go through them with a toothbrush here and some Dawn dish soap, and just kind of see if we can get them to brighten up. I even got the goofy cell phone in here, and we're going to clean that up so we can get that gold out of here. That's most important. And then obviously our beautiful ring. We're going to go ahead and clean that up and see if we can't see what we got on there for that's sterling silver or not. So let's go ahead and get started cleaning. Alright. Yep, every once in a while I come across some very, very awesome stuff. Start first off with that ring. I don't go after any of our coins and stuff like that with any harsh chemicals. You just never know. It might be something that's, you know, one of a kind. There we go. Get her cleaned up. We got most of the dirt there. Gosh, it almost looks like it's got a bit of rose gold maybe sitting in there. Not sure. Could be plate. Alright, so I got most, not all of the dirt out of there, so that one's done. I'll clean up pretty quick. Get that off there. Alright. Alright, let's have a gander at that. Quick. This one here is our mercury dime. what we got on there. Give me some light. There we go. Now I found one of these about a year or so back, I think. And that one was actually in better condition than this one. Okay, I can confirm now that that is 1920 on this one. You can barely make out what looks to be like an S. So that's kind of cool. Barely, just barely make out that it's an S. Oh yeah, that's quite a unique one there. All right, let's continue on. Let's get the rest of these. Onwards to that large cent. That's what I think this is. That's what this really looks like. This might just be one of those. I've seen these in coin books all over the place. They fetch for a decent price too. And I might be going back in that little spot and seeing whether or not I can find a few more of these. These are worth quite a bit of money. I got it down to the best I can. There we go. Yeah, that looks better. Alright. Yeah. Should have brought a rag over. Nope. That one's gone. Alright. Let's see what we got in here. Here's our 1857 cent. Right there. Pretty decent shape. Being in the ground for that long. Oh, look at the front of this booger a little bit better. Oh yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. 1857. Wow. Gosh, I'm not sure whether that can't be copper. So I'll have to look into what these are. And it has what appears, is that embossing on the insides? I am not sure. They're hash marks all around the whole entire coin. They're barely there. Barely. Just barely. So that's kind of cool. Sweet. Alright. I'm not going to really do much of this penny now that all the dirt's loose out of it. Let's see here what you got there. That's a 1972D. That's been in there a spell though. Alright, onwards to the cell phone. I'll go ahead and take this stuff and I'll carefully remove the gold out of the chips, the chipsets. Wow, that's been in there. That's got to be a cell phone or something of that nature. So it could be. Kind of reminds, oh, yep, it's a Nokia. That is a Nokia. Look at that. I was right. See if I can get a date on there. Don't know. Oh, maybe. Guys, that's crazy. That's a Nokia. You guys see that? There it is, Nokia. I'll be darned. There used to be quite a bit of gold in these boogers. That's brittle. Gosh, that's been in there a hot minute. Okay, there goes that. Yeah, we'll go ahead and remove the rest of the set suckers. Just loaded with gold. So that's good. We're going to go ahead and remove all of that. Real careful, like probably with some vinegar and salt in a mix. Throw that in a brine in a bucket, and that should, in all technicality, lift that up off there. If not, I'll turn around and make like an aqua Ouija or whatever they call that, and we'll see if whether or not it'll remove all this gold. All right, onwards to the other oddballs, which are simple. This one. Gosh, I don't think that's a rose head. But there's something very goofy in that one that really was singing on the detector. So we'll go ahead and probably crush this and see if whether or not maybe this might have something that could be gold. Who knows? Who knows? And of course we had to have something that looks like a window weight or something like that. Oh, I dropped it. Ugh. So that was there above the, gosh, that ring. Was it the ring? Yeah, it was the ring. Wasn't it the ring? Yeah, that's what it was. It was the ring that this was by. So, interesting there. At least I got a little bit of lead. Our yard. And, of course, our jingle bell here. We're going to go ahead and probably, Brandon and I are going to definitely use that for catfish. And I'll figure out a way of rigging a spring to this. And a Rocho clip to put it on a pole. Alright. So that's it, guys. Definitely well worth my time just to go out, have a look at the yard, work with the detectors, get them set to go. And I'll tell you what, within the next few episodes, we're going to be going out. Brandon and I, we're going to be doing a lot of detecting as soon as that river goes down a bit. We're going to hit the Dalles real hard and heavy. We got a few places there that we're going to hit. And I think we're going to probably, I'm not sure, probably end up hitting a farm field or a few. I'm not sure yet. We're looking into it. So I've got a few more mentions, which you guys will see right now.